Hey, vlog number 32 on this Monday evening, I don't even know, it's somewhere late, it's like the 28th of November, 2011. Welcome. Well, a couple things I wanted to talk about on this vlog. First of all, kudos to Occupy LA. Occupy LA stood their ground this morning, refused to leave the encampment in LA, downtown LA at City Hall. They were going to, they were let out of the encampment, and then they were brought back in after kind of standing on the street corner, kind of threatening to march, possibly to go to other street quarters. Large police presence after LA has been mainly police officer free for the majority of the 8+ weeks of occupying City Hall. Let's see. But it remains to be seen. We'll see tonight whether or not there will be any camping. Listen to the mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa, talk about why. And, despite whatever he said, despite claims that by the police saying that, we weren't going to go through and raid and evict them this morning, that's bullshit, for one thing. The deadline that was set on Friday by the mayor was a legitimate deadline, and when the protesters stood their ground, the police, as well as obviously the mayor, stood down. And the reason why is that the situation in LA, especially LA, with the history of Los Angeles, April 26, 1992, to quote Sublime, there was a riot in the streets, tell me where were you? Shit could have hit the fan this morning. And obviously the history with the LAPD being brutal, corrupt, and dirty. I think they stood down because if it wouldn't shine a very good light on the mayor, wouldn't shine a very good light on the police, and that's good. So we'll see how long it keeps up. They can hold off. I'm thinking what they'll probably do is that they'll obviously give them this chance to say, okay, you can stay for now, but this was your one and only shot, and they're going to come back in, they're going to beat the shit out of these people, evict them, and bring down the iron fist, and then, the public, who remain apathetic to the situation, who kind of say, well, either you've got some people that say, well, these dirty hippies need to get jobs, and blah, 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 blah. And then you'll have people who will say that's a shame, but won't stand up and actually get out there and help them and protest them and be active. They'll just go back in, they'll evict them, say, well, we gave them a shot, we gave them a warning, and gave them a break, and here's what we had to do. So I think the inevitable will happen, and that's that they'll eventually get kicked out. We'll see how long it takes. But that's what's happening in LA. Hope everybody's Thanksgiving was good. My wife, my beautiful, lovely wife, Natalie, cooked her first ever Thanksgiving dinner with turkey, mashed potatoes, homemade mashed potatoes that were bomb, and stuffing, and creamed corn, and we had pumpkin pie and cranberry sauce, and so good. We still have just a little bit of leftovers for turkey. We only had a 12-pound turkey, but it came out perfect. I guess I can pat myself on the back because I helped out with the turkey, timed it, and whatnot, stuffed it and all that stuff. So they came out really good. So Thanksgiving was spent just hanging out, cooking, and then kind of just hanging out that evening, enjoying some beers and enjoying the company of my wife, and just hanging out. It was just a really relaxing Thanksgiving. Now, many decided, record numbers of profits, and people made decisions to go out on Thanksgiving night, usually when you're stuffed and your tryptophan coma is setting in. They went out to Best Buy and Walmart and Kohl's and other shopping establishments, stood in line. Some actually camped out on Thanksgiving in front of Best Buy around the nation, in order to take advantage of some bargains put out by these corporations, in attempts to make more profits. Yes, Black Friday. That's what I'm talking about. Black Friday, as it's become more and more, I don't even know the right word. It's become more and more of an American holiday. Every year, it seems that the hype behind Black Friday just continues to grow. And I have my own feelings about Black Friday. I don't support it. I think it's unnecessary. And I think the amount of energy put, making it a family event. Oh yeah, family event fighting over cheap goods from China. It's really a heartwarming trip out to be a consumer. But no, I was listening. I only listened to part of the program, but I listened to Saturday night's program with Carell. And Carell is a talk show host on KGO Radio. He actually lives in Long Beach. I've seen him a couple times shopping at my local grocery store. But he broadcasts from Long Beach up to KGO, and he's on Saturday and Sunday nights. I think 7:30 or 7 to 10, I think, and 10 or 11, something like that. And Saturday night's program, he was talking about Black Friday. And, well, who do you blame for the hype and the madness and the way people act? I mean, just in case you didn't hear, people got pepper sprayed down here in Southern California. A woman pepper sprayed a crowd in order to grab an Xbox, and was able to get away until yesterday when she surrendered to authorities. In my hometown of San Leandro, just up in the Bay Area, a family was getting done shopping, was approached by numerous young adults in their 20s, demanded them to give their goods, and they said no, and a fight ensued, and somebody got shot. Fights across malls, fights that got the grandpa who got taken down to the ground after putting a video game in his pocket in order to save his kid from being trampled. Authorities bashing him on the floor, slamming him down in a pool of his own blood. And Carell brought up the topic of whose fault is it? Is it the corporations or is it the people? Now, the corporations are doing this because, that's their job. Their job is to gain profits. And they know that with an economy such as ours, the best way to do this is to hype up these sales, hype up these bargains, and give the public a reason to come out and go to their store and spend money. And the biggest number of sales, and the billions of dollars were spent over the weekend. And in an economy that is absolutely horrible. There are millions of people out of work. People on food stamps people are food stamps, and government assistance have like doubled over a couple decades. I don't know the statistics, but it's increased. I mean, obviously, the economy. This is not a prosperous economy with people where people have money to just spend. So you have the corporations obviously trying to do what they need to do best, and that's sell merchandise. And then you have obviously a public in which they are fed this idea that consumption and buying things makes you happy, makes you who you are. This idea of materialism, buying these big screen TVs and saving a couple $100 on something that they probably more than likely don't have the money even in their pocket to buy. I mean, I question how many of these people are buying products with cash or how many people are putting on a credit card. So I really don't think we can blame corporations for doing what they're supposed to do, and that's to sell goods. It's up to the people to show some self-restraint, to show some dignity. I mean, the fact that they're fighting. I mean, the fact is that the economy is not getting any better. The dollar is continuing to lose value over time, and eventually we're going to have a food shortage. We're going to have an economic collapse in this country where food is not going to be readily available at supermarkets. And what food is available, you're going to see people. I mean, this is survival mode. These people are acting like they're trying to survive by getting cheap goods from China and getting a bargain on it, and they're literally trampling over each other. It's disgusting. And, there are people who say, well, I like to go out and just do it because it's, I get the good deals. Well, participating in it is basically giving your blessing for it. And my suggestion would be to not participate. And then the consumerism and the consumeristic, material, version of Christmas in general. I mean, for kids, yeah, you're a little kid, you want toys, obviously. But for grown-ups, to act like Christmas is about materialism and, spending money and buying a bunch of stuff, it's ridiculous, especially in this economy. I mean, these are people, and then the double standard. I'll leave with this because my time is running short. But the idea that camping out in front of Walmart or Best Buy is legal, and camping out in front of City Hall is illegal, or the idea that running in a mob mentality into a Walmart to get an Xbox 360 is totally normal, but protesting en masse in a street is illegal and not acceptable, and these odd anarchist protesters, what's wrong with them? It's disgusting. This country is disgusting, and it's not the corporations' fault. The corporations are there to do what they need to do, and that's to survive and to make a profit. That's called living in a capitalist society. Understandably, that's their job, but it's the people who need to show self-restraint, to show some sort of dignity, and to have some values, principles, and morals to say, I'm not going to participate. It's called will. It's called self-determination. It's called, not being able to just jump on the first impulse and go nuts. We have brains. We have feelings. We need to use those feelings. We shouldn't blame corporations for Black Friday because they're doing what they need to do, and that's make a profit. And it's up for us, the people, to boycott it or go along with it, but act civilized. But the problem is Americans and society today isn't very civilized. And all you need to do is go out and check it out. Anyways, that's about it. Take care. Vlog number 32 in the books. Bye.